Da, 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 da. Welcome to another edition of the Ghost and the Goat, the Ghost and the Goat podcast, starring me, your host, paranormal investigator, beer enthusiast, Buddy Thayer. I welcome you to another riveting edition. It's St. Patty's Day, guys, which is normally here in the States. If you're watching from outside of this country, here in America, or and maybe even in Ireland, I don't know if it's celebrated as much as we do here in the States. We just look for a reason to drink beer. I'm drinking a Guinness, guys. And if you follow anything I've done in the last 2 years with Three Dudes Brewers, I don't give this lovely stout enough credit. Actually, I talk a lot of shit and say that Guinness is like the McDonald's of stout beers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a lovely beer. It still has great taste. Nothing beats a Guinness on St. Patrick's Day, except maybe corned beef and cabbage and a Guinness on St. Patrick's Day. Several Guinnesses, which I have a few ready to go. So tonight's going to be a really special show. In just a few minutes, I'm going to bring on tonight's guest. She comes to us all the way from across the pond in the Netherlands. It's really cool. But before we get into the ghost stuff, as we skip into the fields of the paranormal, we're going to skip through a few sports fields as we do in every show. There's not a ton going on. The Celtics are holding on strong. The Celtics are playing some good basketball in Boston. I think they're still in second place. Excuse me as I put my bird down. The Red Sox are still in spring training down there in the Grapefruit League, aka spring training. While it's not spring here in the Boston area just yet, we changed our clocks back last week, so it's starting to get. We had a few warm days. They've been teasing me, but anyway. Baseball news: Roman Anthony's playing in the World Championship of Baseball. What do they call it? It's not the World Series, obviously. We do that here, but it's where all the different countries have a different team. Roman Anthony's on the American team with a few Yankee players. So Mark, we're on the same team, dude. Just this one time, and we're playing some good baseball. Roman Anthony's hitting the shit out of the ball. He's like the rising star in baseball, and he's playing for the Sox. It's going to be a very good season, boys and girls. I'm very excited for baseball season starting just 3 weeks or so. Very exciting. We've added some really good talent to our rotation in pitching. Like I said, Roman, he can hit the ball. I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think what we lost in the offseason is going to matter. I think he's going to rise to the top. I hope he will, because I got a new jersey for Christmas, and it was a Roman Anthony jersey. In football news today, I woke up to some very sad news. Yet another Dolphins jersey of mine has to be put into the dumpster and lit on fire with the rest of the team. I've since thrown away like 3 jerseys in the last few months, because we've gotten rid of Tyreek Hill. We've gotten Tua is finally they got rid of Tua. He's more about Tua in a minute. We got rid of today Waddle. Star receiver, speed on the field, leader in the locker room. They drafted him. He's been wonderful for 2 years. I have his jersey. I wore it proud. He got signed. He got traded to the Denver Broncos. Although we did get some good draft picks for him, we managed to score the first round from the Broncos picks, the third and the fourth round. So maybe we'll do something right with that. Maybe, but. In case you haven't been following the NFL is not just the football games, boys and girls. It goes all the way around the calendar. So all times of the year, there's football going on. Right now, in football, these have been the 10 last biggest trades and acquisitions, other than the Waddle thing this morning, which I guess was really good. But I don't know. I'll miss doing the Waddle when he goes in the end zone. It was just fun. I don't know. I don't see myself as a Dolphins fan having much fun. I don't know. I never will. And the Patriots were in the Super Bowl last year. Even worse. So anyway, the first biggest one in the last during the offseason, the LA Rams traded for cornerback Trent McDuffie. This turned out to be a blockbuster trade for them. After the Max Crosby deal kind of fell apart. It fell apart for everybody with Max Crosby. He's scary on the field, but he's not well. Anyway, they picked up a massive new package, into his 50-year option with the Kansas City Chiefs. Blah, 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 blah. So that was a big one. I'm not going to read you the whole thing. I'm just telling you who he was and what a great deal it was. The second great deal, the Baltimore Ravens, once they lost out on Max Crosby because he's not well, they pivoted immediately and they grabbed Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals. This guy was like on the market, dangled in people's faces last year, and we thought he was going to go and sign somebody. He didn't, or they were going to trade him. They didn't. They ended up signing him for a massive 1-year deal, and now he's going to go and they're pulling off a massive trade, 4-year, $112 million contract. Good Lord, just to hit people. That's please. Oh, I'm past my prime. I would say pay me, but I'm past my prime. Anyway, excuse me. The number 3, the big pickup was the Kansas City Chiefs landed Kenneth Walker III off the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. This boy can run. Mahomes couldn't finish the season. He had a torn Achilles and torn ACL, torn LCL rather. They had nothing to back it up after Mahomes went down. No running game, nothing to speak of. So this should add a little zest to their fire. The Tennessee Titans went and signed pass rusher John Franklin Myers. He was the best talent in the mediocre core of interior defensemen linemen. Who cares about the Tennessee Titans? My Miami Dolphins, holy shit, we did it. We pulled the trigger. We got a quarterback I can have a little faith in. We signed Malik Willis off the Green Bay Packers. While it was not a surprise, we got the GM from the Packers. We got the coach from the Packers. It's going to be a Congo line of Packers coming down from the Cheese Land, coming down to South Beach. Malik, welcome to Miami Beach, brother. This guy, he played pretty phenomenal in the absence of Jared Love last year, and I'm really happy. And they got rid of Tua at the same time. Who picked up Tua, but the Atlanta Falcons turned around. Apparently, this is the 6th best deal of the year. They turned around and they signed Tua to a 1-year deal with Atlanta in a shrewd move for both sides. The Falcons have plenty of talent, especially on the offense with all-pro running back Bijan Robinson, who's awesome. He was on my fantasy this year. He played amazing. Receiver Drake London and tight end Kyle Pitts, who finally matured into a real difference maker last season. Blah, 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 blah. The team has been hoping on Michael Penix Jr. He didn't explode like they thought he would. And after they drafted him and put a bunch of money in him, started the team with him, he just kind of flopped. So, they've seen players like Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield and Daniel Jones who have been really shitty with one team, like Tua was with the Dolphins. And they have superstar careers afterwards with other teams. So they're hoping that Tua will have this. Tua is not Tua. It wasn't Miami's fault. Tua had a million concussions, and he just wasn't as quick as he. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. It's a horrible brain injury is a horrible thing. But Tua. So Tua's gonna be a Falcon next year. Good luck, Atlanta. San Francisco went and signed Mike Evans, the wide receiver who was played with Tom F. Brady in Tampa Bay, and he's been with Tampa Bay most of his career. He went and jumped and went west to the to play with Brock Purdy, which would be a pretty good hookup for them. New Orleans Saints, while they were abysmal this year, they saw a little bit of shine maybe in Tyler Show, their quarterback. Shoe, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I butchered everyone's name anyway. As they signed Travis Etienne, running back from the Jacksonville Jaguars, he's gotten better. Moving on, the stupid Patriots. They went and signed Romeo Doubs from the I think from the Packers after they decided to release Stephon Diggs, which was huge. Stephon Diggs has choked out a kitchen worker who messed up his steak or whatever. Dude, what a dirtbag. So they went ahead and they got rid of him, which was a smooth move for New England, who was in the stupid Super Bowl. They're making it a possibility for an opening for a trade with AJ Brown. So hopefully the Patriots aren't able to do that, because that would bolster their already bolstered freaking team. So that's what's going around football. My Dolphins look like they're burning and frying and destroying everything in sight. And we only have 8 chain left. And then I don't know what else they have left to give up. So hopefully they're not cutting out too much, but they're cutting out a lot. So uh, this Guinness is really good. I don't say that often, maybe because I don't drink Guinness enough often. But anyway, I digress. So normally I would bring on Dry. At this point in the game, also BT Dubs, the Mark Ambrose Bingo, the charity that I was doing. We had a winner. I don't know if I claimed that last week on the show. We had a winner. Nancy, yeah, I think I did. Nancy Phillips and her husband. They stalked Mark. They put a tracker on Mark. They found Mark at all 5 locations, and they were able to get a confirmed selfie, a confirmed bingo. It was split the pot of. It ended up being like $123. I'm waiting for Eventbrite to come through, and then as soon as I do, we're gonna do a charity dump on $123 to Ronald McDonald House and $123 to Nancy. Thanks for everybody for your participation. Hoping for it to be bigger and better next year. Mark was a little bit disappointed because it only went like 2 weeks this year. People found them really quick, and they just had that right pattern on the bingo card. It just all the beers just lined up in that kind of order, and that's what happened. But congratulations nonetheless, Nancy and Bob. So at this point I would normally introduce Jai. She's not joining us this evening. Jai, I hope you're feeling better, honey. Joining me this evening though from across the pond over in the Netherlands, a country I long to get to as an American. It's on my bucket list. She's a Reiki master. She's a therapist, which is awesome because that's where I'm going. She's a paranormal investigator, which is also awesome because that's where I am. What else? She's a podcaster, as I am. Please welcome to the show, Mary Williamson. Mary, did I your name and all, dear?
I like the way you pronounce my last name.
Oh yeah, I destroy everybody. I'm sorry. I'm a Rhode Islander, and we all of our R's disappear.
I'm used to it, so just Mary.
All right, just Mary. That's fair.
Yeah.
Just Mary. Paranormal investigator, podcast, a therapist, Reiki master. Which came first, dear?
First came the Reiki.
Oh yeah. Oh cool. How did you get into Reiki?
I'm doing it since I was 19, so almost 40 years.
Nice. And before that point, you had no paranormal interaction. You had no.
Yes, I had as
you
a
did.
child.
Okay.
Yeah, I live in the center of Arnhem, and we talk about it a lot.
Nice.
Arnhem was struck hard during World War II.
Yep.
And people know the movie Bridge Too Far, and it's about the bridge here in the area, about 1 kilometer from here.
Yep.
So it's quite active in the town. And as a child, there was a figure standing next to my bedroom every evening.
What kind of figure? What was it? Could you describe it?
It didn't have any features, not facial, but just the outline and dark.
Yeah. Yep.
Every evening, and it scared the hell out of me.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Mary, honestly, the first time I ever saw anything, I was just complete skeptic. Well, I experienced stuff, but I always turned it. I'm like, no, this isn't. Don't tell me this is a ghost. This isn't real. I was working in a group home, and I saw an entity come out of her bedroom. And it was dark, and the whole thing was black. I saw the shoulders move. I saw the head. It was about like I'm 6'4", so it was about 5'6". It came up to here on me. But it was like looking at a shadow. I don't want to say shadow figure because I hate the attachment that people put on shadow figures. But for all intents and purposes, it was a shadow figure that came out of this room and walked right by me, and I was absolutely terrified. I shit you not. I after that point, it was real. It was all real, and I wanted more of it. But I mean, holy hell! So go on. I'm sorry. Please
Yeah,
continue.
I was 3 or 4 years old.
Oh wow, I was
Um,
like 28. So go on. Yeah.
yeah, and my parents didn't believe in the paranormal,
Yep.
and they thought I was crazy. But I had
Yeah.
an imaginary friend, and I played with it all the time upstairs. And we moved when I
Yep.
was 5, and we lived just proximity of the bridge, and we heard footsteps knocking on the door,
Oh wow.
disembodied voices, but always German.
Oh really?
And yeah,
No,
and
do you speak German?
a bit.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
could you understand what these disembodied voices were saying to you in German?
yes, I did.
What
Yeah, most
what
of the
is it?
time we were in Germany. I live about 50 minutes from the border.
Oh wow.
So it's pretty easy. And back then we had, um, I think, 5 choices to watch on TV,
Yep.
and those were 3 Dutch channels and 2 German channels, and
Mm.
that was it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was brought up with it with German. So
Cool.
we heard who's there, um,
Oh wow.
come out, that kind of stuff.
So they could that now I find that really interesting. So they could see you and they were trying to interact with you in the moment, right?
Yeah,
I have this like I work with this medium who has this theory that it's like everything's like almost like different dimensions. Like some of these spirits are like in their own time completely.
yeah,
Some of them are like can see us. Some of them can see us if we're more gifted. Maybe
yeah.
that's the thing. I don't know.
I
Um,
think it is if you're sensitive
yeah,
and you see them and you hear them as a child, you're completely open,
yeah, right,
and
right.
you
And
can
that's happened to me. That happened to me. We had this place called Fort Adams here in Rhode Island, Newport, Rhode Island. We're in the tunnels of Fort Adams, right? This like 18. This is not that old, 1800s fort, the biggest fort complex in North America. But anyway, we were in these tunnels, and we had these headphones on, and they were plugged into my recorder. There was 2 other guys, and we were just sitting there listening. We were doing something with like a K2 or like a REM pod or something stupid like that. And I heard
yeah,
a voice. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, and I went and listened. I got closer and closer. I heard it. It got louder and louder. And when I finally reviewed it, it was a man that just kept saying, "I can see you," and that's not the first time I've gotten that kind of
yeah,
EVP. So that's like so cool for me. You know, that's so cool.
yeah,
I'm sorry. Go on. Go on.
yeah. um, Later on, in my teenage years, I tried Ouija board,
Oh God.
Charlie
Oh boy.
Charlie,
I
and
don't know though. I don't know. Is
Bloody
that?
Mary, everything.
Yeah.
You've seen it on TV, and my parents didn't believe, so
Yep.
you're trying everything. And my friends used the Ouija board, and I sat down and noted, wrote down the letters.
Hmm.
And at some point, I shouted out, if they can talk like us.
Right.
And at that moment, someone started coughing right behind us, and the room was empty. So they can see us, they can hear us.
Oh yeah. I'm sure they can.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sure.
that's why my interest came.
Yeah. Because you
Yeah,
had
I wanted to
unique
know more.
unique experience. Exactly. Honestly, at first I was terrified. Um, and then I got more and more because it was at work and I couldn't like not go to work.
Yeah,
So every time I went to work for like I worked at this place for like a year and a half. So like for like 3 or 4 months of this period, it was intense activity every single day.
yeah,
And I get to the point like I'm terrified. My wife's like, you just got to go to work, buddy. You just either talk to your boss about switching. I don't know. But you can't not work. Like, oh fuck. So I had to work. And then I got more comfortable with it, so to say. Became more interested in it. And then as I opened up about it, other people were like, hey, we don't think you're crazy. We've had these experiences too, buddy. And this is what we did. And I'm like, no, that sounds crazy. And then I did it, and I'm like, holy shit, that works. Like, just
Yeah,
tell them to stop. That people. Hey, dude, you're bothering me. Leave me alone.
yeah.
Sometimes when you can address them as like I do the history. So sometimes if I can like, if I have a certain like, if I'm like, I think it's this guy, and I address them by name or I address them by like certain facts about their life, it seems like I get their attention a little bit more. You find that? Do you find that to be a thing, Mary?
Um, yeah, sometimes they choose you to interact,
Mm-hmm.
and during investigations, it happens
Yep.
a few times. We walked into a building, and I was walking all the way in the back,
Yeah.
and I heard, "Hey, psst,"
Oh boy.
and no one,
Oh jeez.
nobody heard it. So I shouted out, "There's activity here! There's activity here!"
That's
But
great.
completely quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It happens
it's
like that.
fun. It's really
Oh,
fun.
it's
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. So what first got you investigating in the paranormal then?
Um, with a group of Reiki masters, we did some home investigations,
Mm-hmm.
and I was all into the audio. So I
That's
brought,
cool. Yeah. That's my
my,
bread and butter. I love the audio recordings. I
yeah,
that's
the audio,
mm-hmm.
and I had a digital recorder
Yep.
and a voice recorder, and I used them both.
Yeah.
And we did capture some things, and from there on, you go deeper in it and deeper in
Mhm.
it and deeper in it.
Oh, for
And the
sure.
Reiki masters got ditched. Yeah, and because I wanted to know more than they could offer me. It's
Yep.
not just the Reiki. The Reiki is for myself,
Yeah.
helping
Ricky's cool.
people, and develop my sensitivity and be completely in a good mood, good energy if I
Oh,
go on an investigation. But I needed to know more.
yeah.
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
yeah. So in 2016, I was asked to join a team,
Nice.
and did it didn't work out because we worked with a medium
Yep.
who thought of himself as God.
Oh god. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why that's how I called him. And, because everything he said, that was the truth.
Yeah, no.
Um, yeah, I can't deal with it. So I left in 2018 and started my own team.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what's the name of your are you still what's the name of your team now?
Uh, I started first with, let me count, three people here in the area,
Mm-hmm.
and the first one, um, I couldn't count on him, and
Yep.
every time we were supposed to meet last minute, he ditched,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I no, that doesn't work for me because if we have an investigation, we are going to clients, and
Right. It doesn't look
you have to
professional at
turn up.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other one got a new job
Yep.
and didn't have the time, and the third one got some medical issues. So I joined with another group who also connected to Things Universal,
Mm-hmm.
and we went on an investigation, and it worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
And they're part of Things in the Netherlands.
Nice. That's cool. It as I founded my paranormal group in 2012, and the biggest problem always has been with the living, with other investigators'
Yeah,
schedules, times, people bailing last minute, people losing equipment. Sorry, Joe, I love you. Just like drama in the group, people trying to fake evidence, getting caught. Like, dude, that's not later. Bye. It's just people like
yeah,
um you're going into other people's houses and they're trusting you to come into their house and they don't know what's going on. They like, buddy, am I crazy? Am I seeing stuff? Is this like the exorcism in my house? No, it's probably not any of that. But I mean, we like to make a good assessment of things, but I don't need anybody trying to like fake things or make it more than it is. It's stupid. Or
No.
try and like self promote themselves. That's what I hate about the paranormal. But what I
Yeah.
love about the paranormal is it never gets old. It's always like there's always something like, oh my god, there's one of those oh my god moments, that's just like I guess yeah. So in the Netherlands, if I was to go to the Netherlands,
Yeah.
what are some of the most haunted places that you would send me, buddy? You got to go here and check this place out.
There is a prison in Hoorn.
Yep.
It's turned into a hotel now,
Ooh. Oh
and
my god.
the
How
prison
romantic.
guards, yeah, you can sleep over. And the prison guards, they refuse to do their walks on their own because it's so haunted.
Oh yeah, I bet.
And let's think here in Arnhem we have some catacombs
Yep.
and
Oh
old
wow.
basements,
Oh Jesus.
and they're haunted as well.
Yeah.
I work at a museum, war museum,
Yep.
and it was a central point during World War II, and it's also haunted.
Nice.
And a bit further on, we have another museum, 4045,
Yep.
and they threw the spotlight on the German side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an old school, and some people unalived themselves in the area.
Yep.
They found some bodies,
Oh wow.
so it's haunted as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have some castles, old hotels. So there are some haunted
Oh yeah.
places.
Well, I mean, here in the States, there are a lot of haunted places, especially here in New England. We have it's a plentiful because I mean we have a bit of an older history here in New England than the rest of the country. But
Yeah,
however, your side of the pond, you guys are like we're talking like thousands of years of history. So I mean, you're talking
yeah.
about the catacombs. At least 1,000 years old.
They're from the 1200s.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty old. Yeah, that's pretty old. So
it
I can
is.
imagine. Well, how do you think it is that spirits that old, that from that far long ago, still hold on to energy, still able to manipulate energy today over like people who've been dead for
Um,
50 years? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's harder to connect,
Yep.
but if you throw in enough energy, they might answer.
Yep.
We've been in a few investigations in those old basements,
Oh yeah.
and there was,
Old basements are always creepy in the states here too. They're always like you get that like ugh feeling when you walk in somebody's basement
yeah,
sometimes. So
yeah,
it's fun. It's funny that doesn't change on the other side over there.
yeah. And we connected with some children from mid 1600.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
that's really crazy, but not older. And if you look back at the history, in 932,
Oh wow,
we were invaded by Vikings,
yeah.
but we never captured anything surrounding it. So
It's insane. I got a friend of mine. He investigates with us, and this guy Charles. He's from here in Rhode Island, but he travels extensively in Europe because he has friends out there. One of the places he got to was in Wales, and he was playing some EVPs for me, and he got responses when he started speaking to them in Welsh, and he got responses back in Welsh, and
yeah,
he had to have it translated. He didn't know what it was saying, but it's just like mind blowing that like a spirit from that far back is still holding on to
yeah,
something here. You got to wonder is it like some kind of emotion that we'll never understand, or like some violent act that's still holding them on. I mean, you mentioned a lot of like spiritual activity wrapped around World War II. I as a historian here in the States, I can tell I know that like the Netherlands were absolutely devastated.
yeah,
Both ways, going in and coming back and kicking them out. So I mean, it's a lot of warfare, a lot of death and destruction.
Yeah, not just World War II,
World
also
War
World War
One,
One, and the
all the other
80s,
European wars for the last 600
war,
years. Yep.
and the siege of Napoleon.
Hmm.
We had so much over here in the area.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
like Waterloo. Is that the Netherlands, or is that like Luxembourg? Oh,
uh, no, the
maybe
Waterloo is in
Belgium.
Netherlands. I think Luxembourg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, so yeah, I can only imagine. I can only imagine the amount of activity. It must be tenfold what we have here in the States, because the age of it. It's just
It goes up and down. I have the idea that, for instance, the prisons in America are
yep.
more haunted than over here. I went into a prison here in Arnhem,
Hmm.
and only the chapel there was some energy, and heard disembodied voices, and there
Yep.
were two cells where prisoners hung themselves,
Oh boy.
but we didn't get any EVP,
Hmm.
just the heavy feeling.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yep.
And if I see some clips from a prison in America, I'm so jealous.
Yeah. Right. We have them. I worked in a prison, and there was definitely activity there. And there's been some. I've been in some prisons here in the States. There's one recently, actually, in New Year's, right around New Year's Eve. Actually, I was there. In Charleston, I was there to see my aunt in Charleston, South Carolina. And she took me to the old Charleston jail, and there's a portrait. I don't know if I think I still have the woman's portrait on here. She was like a serial killer here in the States. Her and her husband, yeah, she's right here. Her and her husband killed a bunch of people. They hung her husband, and they tried them both. They found them both guilty, but there was a law in the South at the time. If you were a woman and you were married, you couldn't be hung, you couldn't be executed. That was your stay of execution. Well, they hung her husband first, and then she was a widow, so then they were able to hang her also. But this is her portrait, and it just always grabbed at me. Her
Oh,
eyes are she's I don't know. There's something about her. It's a powerful image for sure. But that was in a jail, and the amount of torture and humiliation they gave these people before they murdered them, usually publicly, was just absolutely horrible. It was just absolutely horrible. I couldn't imagine. Guilty or not, they tortured them. So it's
back in the days, they were brutal. If
yeah.
I look back at the history, we have a square over here, and all the punishments were done there, and
Hmm.
beheaded, hands were chopped off,
Oh yeah,
they were
yeah, yeah.
put in barrels, and the top lid was put on, and you sat in your own feces and eaten by rats.
Oh
And
God, that
um,
sounds that sounds
it's
not fun.
no, it wasn't. I'm glad I'm living now.
Yeah, exactly. The
Yeah,
21st century is a much more pleasant life, I'm sure.
yeah,
Um, you know, especially someone like yourself who is paranormal investigator, probably would be seen as a witch and probably burned at the stake or hung or something awful. Um,
probably,
yeah,
probably. Yeah.
it's just terrible. As humanity, it's terrible what we've done to each other. So I noticed also on your resume was therapist.
Yeah.
Only because I'm in a master's degree program right now for it. I worked in mental health for 25 years. I got it
Yeah.
as my actual job. How long have you been doing that for? What do you do with that? Are you like individual? Are you
Um,
group
I
therapist?
I used it for my job. I worked as a manager for 30 years to understand the staff better, and if they had mental issues, to
Yep.
help them, and not go home sick, but just stayed at the job working. And I worked the most, and my specialty was um, incest abuse, so dysfunctional
Oh yeah.
families. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and
There you go.
yeah, hi, hi.
Plenty of that over here. I hear you. It's terrible.
So yeah, and I used Reiki and positive mind and
Yeah.
affirmations to get people into a more positive vibe.
Nice. Nice. I
Yeah,
like that. I like that. My aunt's she's like my mentor. She's like what they call a licensed social worker here in the States. She's a therapist and she
yeah,
does like it from a communal level. And she uses Reiki in her practice and it's tremendous. You know, it's tremendous.
yeah,
It's something I definitely want to look into because after I graduate, I want to get the certification in like trauma therapy. I want to go that road. Just work
yeah.
with people
Trauma
with experience.
therapy. I've done it with hypnosis and
Yeah, yeah,
regression. And if people are really traumatized, you can use different therapies,
yep,
um, EFT, whatever. But you can also do a timeline regression and put
yep.
people beside themselves so that the feelings are not that tough.
Hmm.
And you go back in time to the point where the trauma started and then repairing everything afterwards.
Wow.
And it works pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. No, I find past life regression. I find that interesting. I don't know if I'm completely sold, but no, it's definitely. I've talked to people who have had like the near death experiences and like have seen themselves, a thousand times over. It's just it's definitely worth it. It definitely catches my interest for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I had to try it all over. So
yep,
I done a past life regression,
yep.
and because I was curious,
What'd you find out? What'd you come away with?
I lived in Egypt and I was an archaeologist. And yeah, I died pretty young, 40, 43,
Oh boy.
and from malaria.
Oh boy. No, that
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
But it was really hard. And
Yeah.
that's the strangest thing during a past life regression,
Yep.
because I was in Egypt. I felt the sun burning on my skin, and it was so hot. And
Hmm.
outside it was raining, and it was only 10 degrees.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
it
Interesting.
was
Okay.
really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you feel like any of like who you are now, you can trace that back to someone in your past life regression at all, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, when I was living in Egypt, I wasn't married.
Hmm.
I had a special man in my life.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and on my deathbed he came, and for the rest I was single. And surprise, surprise, I have
Yep.
um, the same situation. I live single. I have some special people in my life, but
Hmm.
I live alone, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
Uh, all right. See therapy, paranormal investigation. As an investigator, all right. So you like audio, bread and butter. Is there anything else that when you take in your investigation, any other tools that you use like religiously? Anything you're like, all right, I definitely got to bring this with me.
I
Or
use
is there anything you definitely don't want to bring with you, for that matter?
I don't have an SLS because
Yeah,
I
I
yeah,
hear you. I'm not sold.
I'm not a fan, but I have my Rampart, my K2 EMF meters, um, my cameras, my voice recorders.
Yep.
But I love to do the Estes method and the Gansfield method,
Yes, he
and
says that with the headphones, and you
the
get
headphones and
the sensory
the
blockage, right?
Gansfield. You use goggles with red light,
Yep.
and it's flickering, and you get in a sort of trance.
Yep.
and oh, it's amazing.
So now, explain it to me, because I got it broken down in my head. It's two different things.
Yeah.
What is the you block out your sensors and you get into a trance, and what's the purpose of the Estes method? Please, for my
The Estes, you hear voices through the radio, but
okay,
with the Gans field, you use um, white noise,
yeah,
and you're completely shut off the outside world,
yes,
and you see um, things from the past, what happened.
yep,
You hear things, and everything you hear, you can assume it's not from the outside because
right.
the only thing you hear is white noise.
hmm Yeah, I've experienced both, with the radio and with the white noise. The white noise was more interesting because it was white noise.
Yeah,
I had I could hear the white noise in my headphones. I could hear nothing else. I was actually in a jail cell, or an old jail cell for that matter. I had it was like a ski mask, but it was whited out in the front, and there was a red light focused on, so I couldn't really see anything at all. And all I heard was the you know, and um, at first it was a man like like mumbling on and on and on and on, and then it was um there was another guy just like, I can see you, I can hear you, I can hear you. Don't just like, yeah, I kept yelling. It's like right here, just yelling at me the whole time, like just
yeah,
to talk to him, just to talk to him. And after my time was up, I'm like, all right. And they're like, what you hear? And I explained it, and I okay. But it was a place that we had been investigating for quite a number of times. The old Kent County Jail here in Rhode Island. It's was a part of the old Rhode Island Historical Society. I mean, that was just incredible. And we've done with the Spirit Box, but it's for me, it's not as credible because it could be a radio voice. Not that I think it always is, but it could be. What are your thoughts between white noise and the ghost box?
the ghost box, you have to know which channel is on,
Yep.
uh, who the voices are,
hmm
um, what's it about.
Yep.
So you have to do a lot of research
hmm
during that time, and because they spanned a lot of frequencies over here,
Yep.
um, it might be something on the radio. It's
Yeah.
multiple frequencies, but still the same channel.
Yep.
And I think you have to consider pareidolia as well,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
audio
Right.
pareidolia, because of your brain. And that's why I also studied all those stuff. Um, your brain is trying to sort out the chaos,
Yeah.
what's hearing, and
hmm
do I hear really a voice, or is it just radio? Is it
hmm
my brain who's making sense of the mess I hear?
Right.
So white noise, it's better for me. For me.
Yeah. Yeah. White noise. One of my first like 2 years in investigating, we were investigating this house in Providence, which is capital of Rhode Island here in the state I live in. And it was I did the history. It was a unique history. It was very traceable. Very There was like markets that were named for the guy who owned the house. Just like, oh, it's just kind of relatable for me. Anyway, long story short, we were in a room in the back bedroom in the house. We had a white noise. We were using just pure white noise at the time, and no radio signal whatsoever coming in or out. Just white noise playing, and it started off so faint in the back of the white noise. The guy it was myself. It was this guy Jared, who was quite a bit younger than I am, and he was like 22. I was like in my 30s, and Catherine, who was probably in her 40s. So all different like ranges of hearing, you could say. So Jared heard it first, and he's like, "You hear that man? You hear that guy?" He's like, "Listen, it's in the white noise." He's like this. He's like, "I can hear him. This is my And I'm like, oh yeah, I can. Yeah. I'm like this, and we both said that this is my, and then finally all three of us are, this is my house. This is my house, and it was more and more clear. This is my house, and more louder.
Yeah.
The more we heard it, and then it was like, get the fuck out, dead serious, get the fuck out, over a white noise box between three of us. We all looked at each other. I honestly, I don't know how I didn't put my pants and run out. But in those moments where you feel like you're gonna poop yourself, and it's like, dude, run! Don't run. Make sure the recorder's going. Make sure the camera's on, because that could be the moment where you're like, oh my god, and you get the best piece of evidence ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, white noise is so inexcusable. You can't say, oh, well, dude, that could be somebody on the radio. First of all, here in the States, we can't swear on the radio. So when I hear the F word come through on the radio on like a bunch of different, bunch of different stations, that for me is almost tangible, not proof, but tangible data that I could connect to. I don't know. Do you guys, are you guys allowed to swear over in Europe? No.
No.
Okay.
No.
So we're not either, or we're not supposed to. They say they give away shit and ass, and bitch will slip every now and again, but the F word is still a big no here in the United States. So when I hear like get the F out, all said in one, over like 13, like it's how, first of all, how could you synchronize between like 15 to 20 different radio stations, almost at the same time, saying like all these different words, and I don't believe that could happen to begin with. Forget it being intellectually answering my questions or saying something derogatory to me. It just that blows my mind. I that with the spirit box, that you could argue anything you want about the spirit box. It could be paranormal. I don't know. I think it's paranormal sometimes. From our audience, Laura wants to know what jail was that. I want to get EVP someday. I'm sorry, Laura. That was the Kent County Jail in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. It's no longer owned by the Historical Society. It is privately owned. I used to do fundraisers for them. We used to raise money to try and it was a prison built in 1795, so the walls were starting to collapse, and they could only do so much. But that was an interesting place to investigate, because we had the second level with the women and the debtors. The first floor were the men. It was two jail cells. There was some really interesting stories from some of the guys that were housed there. And then below was solitary confinement. And if you were there during like the hurricane in solitary confinement, you were going to drown, because we were right at the coast. So it's an interesting it's an interesting story. If you go on Ocean State Paranormal on the that's my paranormal group on the Facebook page, you can find that was case 23. You'll find a whole bunch of really good EBPs from that one. But yeah, old jails, old places like that are just littered with energy, experiences, people experiences during their own lifetime. You get jails like that out there, Mary. You got a jail out there that's like really haunted, right? That you were just talking about the hotel.
Yeah.
Yep. So what else you got going on out there? Anywhere else in Europe that you've been other than the Netherlands to investigate?
Oh, Shane hates it. Yeah, we've been to England
Oh, really?
2 years back. Yeah, and
nice.
I been to Germany, Belgium.
Oh, wow.
Part of Italy.
Really? Oh, you got around then, huh? Good Lord.
Here in Europe, yes. And if I go on vacation, my voice recorder is coming with me.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Absolutely.
You got to.
And been in Greece and Cyprus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I got a friend. I call him the Greek. He's a second generation Greek American, but his father was born out there, but he's been out there a ton of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wow. So you've done all of Europe. Where would you say in Europe is your most haunted location that you've been to?
I've been to a castle in Germany.
Mm,
Yeah, and of course, Venice in Italy.
yep.
If you go to the center of Venice, all the squares you find there, they're mass graves.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah, so the energy is very intense
oh, I
over
believe it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God, I'll have to remember that one. Venice. Okay.
yeah.
Nice. Have you ever been over here to the States? Have you been investigated over here?
No, 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 no.
Oh,
Haven't been there because
okay.
I have to jump into a plane, and that's
Yeah.
not a problem.
Yeah.
But I have to fly 6 hours over the ocean,
Yeah. Backwards. Yeah.
and it's flying over the ocean that uh, I don't like it.
No, I don't blame you. That's one of my biggest fears. But unfortunately for me, um, I'm like fourth generation Irish American. I want to go to Ireland and find where my people came from, and I
Yeah,
can't get to Ireland without taking a plane. I mean, I guess I could take a boat, but yeah, it would
yeah,
probably be
but
wicked expensive. So
I remember the Titanic, so
yeah, exactly, exactly. I don't want to be that guy. It's cold.
and water is cold, and
Right, the water's
there's
freezing.
swimming sharks.
Sharks and all that. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
That's some of my biggest fears in my life are like, being out in the open ocean and having sharks like
yeah,
eating me from.
yeah.
I've seen too many movies, Mary. I don't know. I think that was
Uh,
the
I
problem.
I've had it before, even Jaws.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I didn't like the ocean. I didn't like to swim in the ocean.
I hear
I
you.
needed to see my feet.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's always key.
yeah, I have to do a regression again. Maybe I was on the Titanic,
Maybe.
Ethan or whatever.
Well, there's been so many ships that have gone down. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Titanic.
Yeah.
Um, So your water up there. When you go to the beach in the Netherlands, it's you can't see your feet.
No,
Yeah.
it's not that clear. But if I go on vacations or Italy, Spain,
Oh
or
yeah, it's
Greece,
gorgeous. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
oh, I love it. As
Yeah,
long as there are no sharks in the area.
yeah. That would be key. I don't know. I don't go past my waist in the ocean because we have many sharks here in the Atlantic seaboard. And I'm kind of a bigger guy, so I don't know. I might look like a seal. I don't want to take my chances. I've seen them. I've been
Um,
fishing out in those waters. I've seen sharks out there. I know they're
yeah,
there. I know I look like a seal.
yeah,
So it's all right. I'll just skip. I'll just ride the waves in. I'll get some sun. I'll drink a few
yeah,
beers.
swimming pool.
I'll go fishing. That's about it. I don't need to. I don't need to be the bait. This it's fine. It's fine.
I don't want to be the bait as
No,
well.
no, no. I don't want to be that guy. That would be absolutely terrible. So Mary, before we get going, before I wrap up, is there anywhere people can find you, can see your adventures? Are you on YouTube? Or do you do anything public, where
I'm
anybody can see your stuff?
I'm all over the place. I'm on TikTok
Oh,
with
excellent.
Things Netherlands. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Um, the Facebook page. I have two groups. No, two like pages. Admin in a few groups together with Shane, my partner in crime,
Yep.
and we build it together. And we have our podcast on podcast
Well,
platforms.
yeah, tell me about your. We didn't even mention your podcast. Please, spend, if you have 5 minutes, you just talk about your podcast for 5 quick minutes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have every week we have a new guest.
Hmm.
We talk to different people in the field. Patty Negri, Jeff Bellinger,
Oh yeah, I know Jeff
Saint-Paul
Dillinger.
Truces,
Yeah, yeah, I
um,
know him too. Yeah,
yeah, Mike Ricksecker.
yeah. Oh, you're friends with Russ Stiver too. You know Russ Stiver?
Yeah,
Yeah, Russ is a great guy. Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, you
So
know a
we
bunch of people out from this way.
have, yeah. So we love to talk about the paranormal, their experiences,
Yeah.
how they end up in the paranormal, and to bring out the real fact that it isn't anything like the TV, the entertainment.
Oh God,
Um,
no. Oh my God. If the paranormal, no, that absolutely. If somebody recorded me investigating, we'd be all sitting around like in a room, you know, like bored and farting by the end of the night. It's not nearly as fun as like not all the EVPs get found in the 12 hours following the investigation in a hotel room. It's just
yeah,
not that it's not that easy, guys. It takes so much more time is invested in these
yeah,
things. It's so
and
much
it's
more
45 minutes.
right,
What you
right.
see on
Nothing
TV.
gets solved in 45 minutes
No,
ever.
no,
I don't even do my initial interviews with people. Before I investigate, before I do anything, that's like an hour and a half interview. I don't like it. I don't. Nothing is 45 minutes. It's crazy. To even like, it's crazy. No investigation I've ever done has been remotely close to under an hour and 45 minutes.
yeah,
I don't know, it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. I don't know.
absolutely.
But it's Mary, it's great to talk to somebody. I mean, as far as you are from me, living wise, it seems like we're very similar with our investigative methods. We're big fans of the audio. I love audio has always been my bread and butter. So it's always really cool to talk to somebody
Yeah,
um as different as we may be we're that much similar. So that's cool. I really hope to get out to the Netherlands someday. Europe, the whole. I'm a history dork, so if I could like start in Ireland and just like work my way, if I ever have that kind of money, God knows I don't really will, but
yeah.
maybe
It's
someday.
as expensive as the States at this moment.
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Um, so Three Dudes Brews, my other podcast, boys and girls. We have 4 episodes that we've taped. We hope to get Tragmar released very soon for this is their first anniversary. I'm gonna take a sip of my beer. Oh. And the episode we recorded with them, we've done 4 in the last like 2 months. We got Ed busy doing stuff, so we hope to get them out really soon. Um, and like I said, the bingo is over. We raised some good money. Tune in next week for next Tuesday as we welcome the owner and lead paranormal investigator at Bump in the Night Society. Um, the former direct. Anyway, he's a paranormal guy. Please welcome. We'll be welcoming blah 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 blah. We'll be welcoming Sean Bowman. He's Sean's owner and lead investigator of, like I said, Bump in the Night Society. So he'll be joining us. It'll be a great time. He's from out there in the Pittsburgh region of Pennsylvania. So many great places to investigate in Pennsylvania, but
Yeah.
mainly just one, Gettysburg, my home away from home. Um, for Mary, I'm not going to try to pronounce her last name because I will probably butcher it, from the Netherlands of Things of the Netherlands. Check her out.
Yeah.
This has been me, Buddy Thayer. Jai, I hope you're feeling better, dear. Have a good week. Drink good beer, hunt good ghosts, all that good stuff. Toodles. Bye bye. And stream.